Hi, David Mosier, worked on SoundCloud. Um, Wanted to kind of talk about some final conversation reflections on the entire application and specifically my module. Want to talk about a couple of challenges that I was facing throughout this project. First and foremost, we had a deadline for deployment, and I was really struggling to try and figure out how best to meet that deadline. I had looked at using Docker versus no Docker and really wanted to opt for the Docker route because I felt that it would be a good technology to learn. But in the end, based on how much time was left and how much time it was feeling like Docker was going to take me, I ended up opting for the no Docker option in order to save time. And the rationale behind that wasn't just about saving time for my own benefit, but rather that my success in completing my module on time allows my teammates to do the same. So for our individual modules, that's one thing, but then each one of us also needs to build a proxy to then reference those working, running, deployed modules. So I opted to go for the faster and less modular route in order to make sure that my teammates could succeed and then thus as a group we could succeed as well. One of the other challenges that I kind of face or decisions that I needed to make was after everything was deployed in our final day where we got a chance to spend some additional time on our modules and our proxies, etc., whether or not to look at further optimizations that we can make to our code base or whether or not we want to refactor our code base and make something better. And I opted for looking solely at optimizations because in my mind, I decided that while I could look back and increase functionality by adding new things or improve functionality by doing certain things here and there, uh, I thought that trying to optimize my code as best that I could, or doing little things to make something look better for the overall application, I felt like that would be more worthwhile because it not only reflects well on my module, but it also reflects well for the entire group project. And as you kind of see a little bit of a trend here, in both cases, it was always a choice that I made to favor my teammates and the group as a whole rather than my own individual learning and or completion. Just because I feel like the intent of this particular project was less so about me trying to figure out how I can best shine and rather how can I work in a team? How can I make sure that the team succeeds? How can I make sure that the project meets the expectations that have been set for it? So those are the decisions that I made. There were a couple little ones in here that I'm not going to talk about right now, but I think that about does it. Thanks.